This is a nuisance. My footage this week got somehow won't import. Something to do with the update to iOS 11. And no, it's not the high efficiency file format, although yes, it's obviously the high efficiency file format. It's turned off. I double checked, but starting the other night, we were out at the park and it was working, and then all the footage after that, it isn't working, and that's about the time the iOS 11.0102 came out, and I thought, oh crap, it's updated it back to the wrong format, but not according to the settings. Anyway, I toggled them and put them back off, and I'm testing it right now. Well, I am at our new building. We just did a site tour, kind of getting the feel for what kind of work needs to be done for us. And now I've got the opportunity to drive home in rush hour down the street that I would take home. Now, I'll tell you that our old office is 8 miles from my house, and it's east-west. And this place is 4 miles from my house, and it's north-south. And Phoenix has an east-west problem. The freeways have a north-south problem, but in a couple of main artery streets, but for the most part, traffic flows east-west across Phoenix. So I am running a stopwatch now to see how long it takes me to get home. But what I'll also note is that, and you can't see it, but all along the side here is a dedicated bike lane. It hasn't got a curb, which I would like, but it does, it's no narrower than 3 feet. And I know that travels 100% all the way to within 3 blocks of my house. So that is pretty awesome, except that there's somebody's put his garbage can in the bike lane. Don't think you're supposed to do that. But the only problem is this particular part of town right here near the office is, well, not put it too fine of a point, Shitsville. It's the slums where they build city buildings, or state buildings in this case, but it's not particularly pleasant, and you'd want to bike through it as fast as possible, and you sure wouldn't do it at night. So, we've got a slowdown here. I'm not sure why. Got a green light, nobody's moving. We're approaching the freeway at this point, but, and this is the important part, there is no there's no freeway access on this road, so it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good to come up here if you're getting on the freeway. And that works to my advantage too. So I'm happy about that, because people won't be coming here. In fact, we're just about to pass under the freeway. Ooh, excitement. There's the freeway. I don't know, what else do I have to tell you? I might as well do all my narration now, and maybe if I talk long enough, we can actually just do the whole commute here. This will be one of my most exciting videos. Ooh, we got a red light coming up here. But we're already at McDowell, so we're just 2 miles from my house already. Oh, that place looks closed. El Mana restaurant and Mexican food. That's a shame. This weekend, I didn't do a lot of shooting this weekend of video. Yesterday was Monday. It was Columbus Day, which many employers don't give off anymore, but it is still officially a state holiday, and therefore, as a worker for the state, I had the day off. As Michelle goes to a public school that's owned by the state, she had the day off. As Chuan and James go to a private charter school, they did not have the day off. So Michelle and I had a father-daughter fun day. We went to the arcade and we had food and just generally, did the father-daughter thing. And on the weekend, of course, the whole family was there. We did a bunch of walking. I've been doing a lot with the Apple Watch lately. Chuan's been doing this, what do you want to call it? A challenge, an exercise challenge at her work, where they try to get him to walk a certain number of steps every day. And because of that, then I've been walking with her and bumping my numbers. And so I've been finally starting to close off all the 3 rings, and we've started using the exercise bike again, which has never really gotten a lot of use ever since we bought it. And you just sit down watching TV, and you set the watch, and you look at it, and it says, oh, you need 12 more minutes of exercise today to clear all 3 rings. And sit down, set the timer, and off you go. And so I don't know, about 10 days in a row now I've cleared all 3. I'm shooting for the entire month of October. Fun part there is it sends out alerts to everybody every time you pass one. Close a ring, get an award, all that stuff, which, it motivates some and infuriates others. It's one of those things. I'm hoping that I'm motivating people, telling them to get off their butts and get out there and do some exercise and stop being lumps on a log and just, like, do it, man. Just like, dude, do it. And so this is in Canto Park. We come here, well, you've seen us come here a bunch of times, Pokemon hunting, and it's a nice park. So we do that. And so far it has been 7 minutes, 28 seconds. And I have not sat idle at a stop sign for very long. So we have the Hamburger Works right here. This is the place where Michelle and I went the other day. And McGurky's Italian Kitchen over here. Kind of, all right. Sometimes I go there for hot subs. I'm not crazy about their pizza. They've been there forever. I mean, forever. Across the corner here is Mushu Asian Grill. It's kind of a Chinese restaurant. Well, it's a Chinese restaurant. That's unfair. They kind of, for a while, they went to one of those not quite Mongolian barbecue, but you fill up your plate and hand them some stuff, and they cook it. And I'm not crazy about that, but then they've kind of switched back to a mixed mode model where they have a restaurant and they do that thing. But this is Thomas Road. That puts us 1 mile from home. And also Phoenix College is here. So far, very good. Very good on the commute time, I think. In fact, normally I'm already on the path that I normally come home on, because I usually come down to that corner and then turn right and head up this way. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage off of the GPS, and I'll intersperse it with this. Maybe sync it up with timecode, because its audio is matching, and we can switch back and forth. You can hear me, you can see out the window. It'll be an exciting video. This is the biggest wait we've got so far. It's at least 6 cars in front of me. One of them is a Prius. One of them is some sort of a Subaru. A Crosstrek 15. Never heard of it. It's not a terribly appealing shade of burnt umber. We're going Looks like we're going to make it across on the first light. That's good. Again, this just isn't a major commute street, so this is excellent. For me, this is excellent. And the right here, the bike lane's 6 feet wide now at least, maybe 10, although it's narrowing out a bit. Oh, there's a bike. I shall try to remember that. There's a bike! Demonstrating how the bike lane works as he drives past the old tire wrecks and the glass and the rocks and the wrecked up car parts and stuff. But, you know, hey, win some, you lose some. And now we have a decision. Do we want to stick with it? Now, if I were on the bike, I think I would stick with this and go across the intersection. In fact, I think I'm going to do that anyway. I don't normally go this way, but I'm going to cross the intersection. And this is the tricky part, because now I'd have to cut across traffic into the turn lane. Not be run over by the bus. And into my neighborhood. One thing that's frankly crappy about Phoenix. So when I lived in Tucson, you know, our cities are on grids. That's a bit. Oh, I won't be driving into the sun morning or night. Ah, that's a good thing. Anyway, Phoenix, Tucson, you have these. You know, the blocks are a mile. The major city blocks are a mile apart. And then you'd have interstitial streets. You'd have two at the half mile, and they'd be a bit bigger, and they'd frequently have traffic lights crossing the major streets. And then you'd have a lot of inner city blocks, and they're relatively straight, as in designed to drive through. But Phoenix, all of these little interstitial streets they wind around into dead ends and curve around, and it's all intended to prevent cross traffic from driving through the neighborhoods, but it really screws up the bicycles. So in Phoenix, you're stuck driving on the major roads with your bike, and that's terrible. And that is 13 minutes on the nose. Oh, the dogs are outside. Oh, that's right, Michelle's home. All right. Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this Tedium Unlimited, one of our most tedious and unlimited episodes we have ever had.